Nerding Out OG Episode 5.
Skilly beep boop beep boop skilly beep.
And welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I am your host, Scotty827. Getting the intro right again. Yay. And joined live in studio by Tyler, the revolutionary extraordinaire. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. I'm excited to be here with you and
Yeah.
catching up. There's lots happened since you were last here.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, over on my way, like, wow, it's been a little bit since we talked last time. There's been a lot that happened.
Yeah, because right after that, we did the war where we did the friendly war before CWL, and then we did Ore Wars. And that's where we learned about all that stuff.
Yeah.
And thank you, by the way, because that really, I think, kicked up CWL and that really dialed it up, I thought. And it was fun to kind of move back and forth. A lot of our guys did it in Angry Wookiees, and then I joined you guys for a war. And then the first war, I think I was just a little burnt from getting everything set in motion. I'm like, I just need to rest for a second.
Yeah, no, it's kind of exhausting being the leader and getting everything all going and getting everybody in where they need to be, like herding cats, right?
Yeah. Things have been going pretty smooth. And in fact, we actually got the spreadsheet you were talking about. We kind of implemented the lower attack, like the lowest attack percentage. What Chewy and Tip have been doing that. It's just added a different layer to CWO that I've been pretty excited about.
Perfect.
So what's new with you?
Not much. Just finishing up Legend League's push for the month of December.
Yeah.
Long season and getting ready to get things ready for January CWL and heading into the new year.
There's a lot going on. So let me ask you about your Legends League push. So I just saw the other day, you popped in, and I think it was on your troop request, something, like Legends push I'll say on Christmas Eve, it was a Christmas miracle. I crossed into Legends. And I've been pushing, so I've got a lot of questions. So when you said that you are pushing to Legends, you're pushing for 6,000. Where do you think you're going to end up? Are you going to make it?
Actually, I'm done like with
your attacks,
my attacks and defenses on all three accounts. I have all my attacks done. I have one defense left on one of my accounts, and then the other two, I think, are checking right now, are done. Oh no, I have one more on both. So on my main account, I fell just a little bit short. Ended up at 59.61.
Oh wow, awesome!
So
man.
just
Congrats.
a little, yeah, new high for like the end of the season on that one, and actually got new all-time bests on all three accounts. So it was a good month. I enjoyed the cookie troops and the new RC boots and
Oh yeah, we got to talk about
pushed pretty hard to it. But
so now on your last Legend League day, you're looking at, because now I've just kind of woken up to this other side of Clash, and I've new screens. I'm seeing this is cool. What does your trade-offs in wins and losses looks like, or what is your gain at or loss at like the end of at that level? Like, what is the
up
loss?
this high?
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually did make it to 6K on my second account. So I have one defense left. If it's 40, like they triple me, which most likely will happen, I'll end up at 6,025. So I made it on that account.
Wow.
And if that I do get tripled, I'll end up at a plus of 18 trophies for the day.
Okay, so okay.
So you're not gaining a whole lot at the very end of the season. It's kind of
And are you trading at, like, is it 40-40, or are you
yeah.
guys both like,
No,
so is it
so I
anything
actually
less than a
went
3
perfect.
star is gonna really hurt?
It's gonna hurt. Yeah. I went perfect for the last day on that account to make it to 6K, which was pretty cool. Because I started the season with a 320, 8 out of 8, and then I ended the season with a 328 out of 8, which was pretty awesome. But
Awesome.
um the for the most part, like I think it's kind of like layers. So from like 5,000 to I would say 53, 5,400 in the first couple weeks is just like trying to like find your bearings and see where everybody fits. So like you'll get to experience this tomorrow because we'll reset for tomorrow.
Yeah.
A new season will begin. So
Do
everybody
we
starts
start back
fresh up.
at
Yeah, everybody
5,000?
starts at 5,000. Everybody starts there.
Okay.
And you could actually wake up to starting less than 5,000 if you get attacked a couple times before you
Okay.
even start, you know? So, I kinda think of that, like, first week, week and a half or 2 weeks maybe as, like, just kinda everybody settling into where there's gonna be,
Yeah.
and then from there on, like, you're just trying to get to certain tiers. So, once you get to, like, 5,500, 5,600. I'm thinking, like, if your base is tripled more than 4 times, it's probably not a great base,
Okay.
and you probably should switch it out. And then when you're at, like, 57, 5,800, it's, like, 5 to 6 times, you're probably gonna switch that one out as well. And, like, offensively, you need to be tripling at least that to be able to gain a lot.
Okay.
Um, I only went perfect, uh, I think, like, 12 times out of all 3 accounts, like, throughout the season. So out of the 35 days, I had 12 days where I went 8 out of 8, which is really hard to do, even with
Yeah.
event troops. Like, if you just make a mistake, like, a little like, I have so
Yeah.
many
Oh god, I
last
had
night
one of
pissed me
those
off.
this
On my
morning.
one account, I had 4 99s, like, time fails, and I was just
Oh
like, "Are
my
you kidding me?"
god. Sounds like my
So, like, on that
vortex.
account yeah. So, it can be really frustrating, and then there's days where, like, I'd wake up and you woke up to 7 defenses and they're all triples. So
Ooh.
you're like, "I have to go perfect to even be a positive for the day." So my account that I ended up at over 6K with, my average offense was 286, which would be if you did the math on it, it's like 6 to 8 or 6 to 7 triples a day.
Yeah.
And the average defense was like 250. So that's giving up like 5 to 6 triples a day on defense. And so my average net, it says, is 30. Um, Add 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 days where I was negative, and the rest were all positives, like
Wow.
overall.
Okay. So, uh, I just started, right? And I
Hmm.
started in the last couple days, I shot up, and I'm guessing that's just because, like, the cream is
Oh yeah,
rose to the top,
yeah. Your
like,
first that beginning is always kind of a little easier.
yeah, and, like, they're gonna rise, and but if you were gonna when you started that push for 6K, how
Hmm.
long did you have to go the whole month to get there? Or did you start, or, like, is
I
there a
pushed the
barrier where
entire
it's
month.
like, okay,
Yeah, I pushed the entire month. I think I heard Tip say this on one of your past episodes that, like, some of the good guys will wait for, like, the first week or 2, kinda mess around, and then they'll start their push, and then they'll get to that cream of the crop, like, that last week maybe,
yeah,
but then they're, like, gaining a little bit more between. because you will find like big gains. So like at the beginning, I'm looking like at my little bot thing that
Yeah.
tracks the legends. Like the first week, I had one negative day, and it's because I got smoked on defense. But the other 7 days, I gained over 40 trophies a day, and the first 3 days, I gained over 70 trophies a day. So it's like easy to get pretty high at the beginning, and
Yeah.
then you kind of just start
I
reaching these tiers where it's like harder and harder and harder.
I had like 3 days where I don't think I've had a day yet where I've got hit with all my defenses.
See, and that's the other thing. Yeah, like
So I
you can get super
shot up.
lucky and not yeah, you can not get hit, and then there's days where you'll for sure get hit. Like I have a guy in our clan that he's been trying to push and beat me the whole time. And I was kind of mad because like 2 or 3 days ago, I was looking on his bot and he only got attacked 5 times.
Oh my
I'm like,
god.
how are you so lucky to only get attacked? Like that's 120 trophies that you just
Yeah.
skyrocketed up, you know?
Yeah. Like
So
it
it's
looked
almost
it
like
made me
legend
look
luck.
good. It made me
Yeah.
look good.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
wow, he shot up really fast there, right with the big boys now.
All of a sudden he's at the top. How'd that
Yeah,
work out?
what happened? He's just not getting
Yeah.
attacked. They take one look at it. No. But yeah, so but I can tell today and starting more yesterday that I've hit like I'm at about 50. I was at about 5,600, and I
Mhm.
am running up against like the hardcore 17s. Doing good against
Yeah.
some of them. I think it kind of is. I thought, what is it with this? Am I going to be able to do these 8 attacks and then the war
Mhm.
attacks and it is kind of hard to get them in a little bit. I wish I could. I wish you could do as many as you wanted. A little
Yeah.
bit, but I could see how like I'm actually finding myself like, oh, I still have my attack left, and maybe some of it is savoring, or waiting a little bit
Yeah.
on the one
Holding
end.
off.
But now with I think that first day there was only 3 attacks because I came in late,
Yep.
and it so now with war and seeing it after a few days, I'm like, okay, I'm down for this. I like the quick. You get 30 seconds, figure this out,
Mhm.
how you're gonna do it, go for it. I think that's like kind of a good way for me to work, like make it work.
It makes you a better attacker overall. Like, you start to recognize in 30 seconds, you have to find where defenses are at, like, where are you gonna enter?
Are you
Are
using
you
the
gonna
same
go for a
attack?
for sure 2-star? Are you gonna go for a 3-star? Like, is there, like, strategies to your day kinda thing? I used pretty much the same attack almost all season,
Do you switch up
and
siege?
no, I run the same siege on all 3 accounts, and I pretty much run the same army on all 3 accounts.
What's your siege
I
barrack?
had messed around with, like, uh, equipment a little bit on different ones to just, like, see which equipment might be a little bit
Oh
better,
yeah.
but I kind of found that it's almost, like, the same. Siege, I'm running, Siege Barracks
Okay.
because just, like, those extra P.E.K.K.A. wizards coming out helps out, to kinda help a funnel on one side, and then in my siege, it's probably not the most ideal siege, but I often like to fill my own with all 3 accounts. So I just have 1 root rider, 1 druid, 1 valk, 1 headhunter, and then 1 loon because I have all of those in my army, and it's easy just to
Oh,
donate 1 of
donate.
each. So
Yeah.
I'll, like, do an attack, switch to the next account, fill my own CC, do the attack, go to the next account, fill my own that way it's just, like, easy, I don't have to wait on anybody to fill my CCs. I'm not, like, gemming anything because it's already cooked. I hate wasting, like, gems on stuff like that?
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like
I'm
it does pretty
just
good, like, the root gets you through it's kinda later on that it
yeah.
comes out at the very end, so it can kinda go to whatever defense it needs to, and it might open up a wall for some of your troops. The druid sometimes is a total bust and, like, will catch on to the wrong thing and just heal one thing at a time, but sometimes it catches on perfect to, like, your main group army and can help heal for a little bit and then changes into that bear. Headhunter is always pretty cool because he jumps all the wall or she jumps all the walls, um, and could help pick off a hero. Especially that freaking
Yeah.
minion prince is a pain on
Yeah.
defense. He's a
How
menace.
how are you dealing with him?
I've been trying to go in a little bit on his side with the RC, so I'm using that RC charge.
Okay.
Um,
You got
with
the
the
electric
invis.
boots?
Yeah, I got the electric boots on all 3, and I'm running the rocket spear with it on 2 accounts, and then I was running the haste with it on the other one. And I think I like the rocket boots more or the rocket spear more. Um, but it's kinda like base dependent. It depends on which one's which. But I'll like start on that side or near him if I can find some good defenses. That way my main army doesn't have to go into him. Or if there's not like a good group of defenses that I can try to take out with that RC that I'm always trying to look for, I will go on like the other side of him and then push the main army through. And I'll always have a headhunter in my army that I save for him.
Oh.
And I'll use that headhunter last, like all the army goes in, headhunter comes in, and then I'm warden ability so that it gets caught in that warden ability, and then I can help pick off that minion prince. But sometimes I mess up and leave him till last, and then it's it's a struggle to get him down, or it's like he's
Y
picking off my last troops as they're getting to those last few buildings,
yeah. So
and it's kinda iffy.
the RC's rocket spear will take him out? Or
Sometimes it's actually the, electric boots, like, if he's around long
oh,
enough and she's invisible, like, because 'cause she's got that aura,
yeah,
and it's just
okay.
slowly trickling him and it doesn't always take him out, but it'll take him down a little bit, so that way, if my main army does come through, I usually try to make sure I have my queen or RC or that headhunter to help take him out because the rest of the army's pretty much just ground attacking. So if I don't get him, then I'm
Is
really screwed.
is he splash damaging?
No, he's just targeting. I'm pretty sure just one.
Okay, yeah,
I don't
I
think he's splash damage.
gotta look at him a little bit more. I haven't played with him, so it's like I don't yeah, because I he's like a monster. So, like, I just all of a sudden I look and it's like my troops are gone, and I'm like,
Yeah,
there he's
especially
standing.
like nothing that'll fight back, right?
Yeah, it just it's like, "Oh shit, I gotta make" so I was trying to go at him with the main army, but
Do it really.
that might not be
And if you
the
do, just make sure to have that headhunter in there to like, but have something in front of that headhunter so it takes for it, but
tanks.
that or to come in to take him out because that helps out a lot. I've
Yeah.
heard some people running, like, the poison lizard on one of
Oh,
their troops too to help out because the poison lizard will kinda help with the heroes.
never
I
thought
did
about
see
that.
that in a few YouTube attacks.
What equipment are you running on your or no, what pets? Uh, I'm
What
kinda curious
pets?
on your so give us a breakdown of your current attack because um, uh, I've seen a little bit of it, and I'm
Yeah,
just really curious because, as was saying to Evil Drew in the chat, me and you, I think, have a very similar attacking style, or like we like kind of
mhm,
the same things. So I really wanted to pick your brain about it.
yeah. So, I was running the same style of attack without the RC boots, before they came out. I was, like, an RC entry, so I used to use the rocket spear and the shield and then a quake. And I'd find one corner that I could pick off like 3 or 4 defenses, and then I used the revive or not revive, recall to get her out of there, and then I would use the queen on the other side, um, adjacent and or parallel, and I would take out the or use the queen and the siege barracks on that side to help create the funnel, and then I use root riders, valks, um, and then healers and my queen or sorry, warden and king to follow through the middle of the army. I had started off last, I was like probably the very beginning of the season. with 3 overgrowth spells, and I actually
Okay.
have it down to just 1 overgrowth spell now. And because I switched a lot with RC boots, so now instead of the spear at the beginning, I'm saving that ability until after I recall her. So
Oh,
I
you are?
adjusted a little bit, yeah, so I adjusted a little bit with the event
Okay.
troops, and then I was exploring with her with the stuff. So with that, the RC boots, I have a max on 2 of the 3 counts, and the RC boots, the invis, and the fox, if you time it right, just right, you can get basically 10 seconds of invisible. You have like a half a second or 1 second where she'll be visible, but it's not enough to ruin her, especially because she's self-healing. So what you do is you drop the RC first, you let her go, and then it's every time the clock hits a 6. So if you're looking at your time at clock and you have to make sure the RC dropped first.
Oh.
So
Oh,
at
okay.
2 minutes and 56 seconds, as it's going from 57 to 56, you wanna drop an invis on her. And what I'll try to do is I'll try to lead her invis into a defense, so, like, I know
I
she's
made
going
that
towards that
mistake.
one. And so you don't wanna cover the whole defense, but, like, lead her into it, so she'll be able to be covered by that invis, but be able to pick off not only 1 defense, but hopefully 2, and then that invis goes for 4 seconds, right?
Yep.
At 250 or 49 or whatever, like, she becomes visible for a half a second because that's when the invis is gone, but then the fox has regenerated
Yep.
its invis, and so you might get hit with some splash real quick, and you just gotta take it, and it's okay. Then you wait till 246, you use another invis, 236, you use another invis, 226, and then 216. So I'm trying, 5 invises, and then I'll recall her. The spear is good because I don't use that ability. I'll try to get as much as I can, but not get too greedy with just the invises and the fox and the RC boots. I'll
Oh,
recall her. I'm using that queen and siege on the other side. And then after I drop my roots, my Valks, my king, warden, and then I'll drop my RC. And she'll join that whole group. And usually what I'll try to do is catch everything in the warden ability, right?
yep.
RC, king, all those troops. And then as the RC's like almost getting too far out in front because she's faster than everything. So she'll almost get in front of everybody. I'll kind of watch her. And as she's almost in front of everybody, I'm using that rocket ability. So she
Yeah.
pauses, she stops, and she's launching those long range that might be hurting my troops from a longer range. And sometimes it works out good with my overgrowth spell because I'll like at that same time I'm using an OG spell on something to kind of path the defense around. And sometimes she'll shoot, like she'll go into that OG and shoot on the backside of it. So it works out really well.
Yeah, okay. So I
um and I instead of Valks, I just switched to the cookies during this event. Because they're 2 more troop space, they're tankier, or they have the same amount of, life or HP, whatever it's called, but they deal more damage.
okay.
So, they're, like, better than the
I'm
Valks
afraid to
damage-wise, but they
fall.
have the same health.
I did use them on my second account, I should say. That they were pretty fun. Um,
Yeah.
okay, I could see so what I've been doing, I think Swim was using 7 invises or up
Yeah.
to 7.
Mhm.
I thought and I think you were the one that showed me the recall, um,
Yeah.
before the
Yeah, I
RC
popped in
recall.
and showed you the one with the rocket spear before the boots came out.
Yeah, and I loved it, and I kind of kept that
Mhm.
in there. And I've tried some variations, and now I was doing it with just 3, uh,
And
getting in there and taking out the one. So my attacks. So getting in there and taking out one little piece, right? That I need to get,
Mhm.
like the spitter or whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, but when I started doing the 3, I would do a warden walk, with a flinger on 2 corners
Uh,
after that. And, after I recalled, and then I would start it and I was just running short of time over and over.
yeah, yeah, because it's a little bit slower of an attack.
And so what I did was I found that if I can get either the flinger or the warden down, I try to get them both down, find a on the base, get them both down, then send my RC
Mhm.
into somewhere else that I just need to get. And I know
Just a
with
short little.
yeah, and I know with 3 invis, like no matter what, I should be able to get whatever. Like I think if
Yeah.
it goes wrong or I miss something, I should be able to do it. And honestly, I just keep and because I just keep like messing up the timing. And
Mhm.
like I'm pretty good at it. I'm counting them out by fours. Uh
Yeah, that
but
trick works.
but and I think you were saying this too is the 10. What I wasn't accounting for is in that thing I thought maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I think what you're saying is give it that beat because it should be enough.
Yeah.
If she flips up a little bit, because that's what was happening. Because I think the invis is 4.5 seconds, and then
Yeah, it's a half.
the isn't the cooldown on um the invisibility fox or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
it's 10 seconds, so there has to be the gap in there anyways.
Yep.
So I was trying to find a war song that was to that beat because if you do the warden walk in the thing first, you can't start on that timer. And so
Yeah, you gotta do.
talking to you about this, I'm like, okay, I can see where there's some weak parts of my plans or some that I can switch up because I kind of do that same thing that you're doing. Or we kind of have that same strategy. And if I just brought that RC in further, didn't hit the didn't hit the spear, which I've been doing because that was kind of the recall before the
Mhm.
invis recall that you had showed me. I had kind of kept that in, but if I saved it, um, that would I think really help my attacks. Just
Yeah. Yeah, I think if you open with her, recall her, and then start your ward, and that'll help you out. Um, it'll help your pathing. Are you using roots and Valks, or what are you using for your
I'm
main push?
I'm using roots and super bowlers. Well, 3 roots,
Really?
1 E Titan, 3 super bowlers. Yeah, and I'm it kicks the crap out of a base. I'm just finding a lot of the times that I'm hitting like 99% and more.
Yeah,
And that's where I think that RC
can
uh
help out.
yeah, because and the boots are only at level 22, so I think at 20 also. So I think that
Yeah,
might
they're
be
still really good at 20, but,
yeah,
like, you'll notice the difference.
if they nerf them to where they were at level 12, I'd be content. Like I
Yeah,
just feel like I get a lot out of them. Um
yeah,
but yeah, and just that funnel having a little bit of problems, but like I think if I swung her back in, I've been recalling her and then either holding her to where she's needed or trying to send her through the warden and the healers to heal her back up. And
I
the
know.
attacks that I'm doing really well is when that happens and works and she's, filling up a little bit. But if I recalled her, sent her to the back, her health would probably be in much better shape.
Yeah, because she's getting that revive by her electro boats are automatically reviving her, right? But if you get her in the warden ability, then she's invisible or whatever you'd call it. What is it? Invincible for a little bit before she can even get hit by anything. So she pretty much heals herself back up to life. And if you got healers with your bowlers with the splash healing, then she's getting healed by that as well. She
It,
lasts almost the entire attack, and it really does help.
yeah, just it's awesome. Like, and if I can get that really tight funnel, those super
Mhm.
bowlers just do a ton of work when those healers line up, because then I'll hit the, hopefully if some of the healers had died off from the warden
Yeah.
walk into that, like then I'll pop the queen. But it's really, I noticed that the funnel is just like absolutely everything, and
Crucial. Yeah.
some of these bases, I drop in and something happens, where I'm kind of adjusting to like, do I go for the full three
Yeah.
in Legends, or
Trying
do
to,
I go for the 2 to 3?
yeah. I found myself towards the end of the season running into bad habits of like starting on the opposite side. And then I ran into a few
Yeah.
1 stars the past week that on my main account. That's probably why I didn't reach 6K looking back now. And I realized, why am I doing that? And I think it was because the spitters were faced the other way, right? So they're
Yeah.
base building for that, for you to start that way. But with the town hall not having any poison now, I think CWL becomes a lot easier for 2 stars, and then Legends also becomes a lot easier for 2 stars. You should always get 2 stars no matter what, and that will help your trophy count more than a 1 star.
So
Um,
you think, do you go for the 2 star to 3 star instead of
yeah,
1 to 3?
yeah. I started just being like, well, you know what? I'll just make sure I do my RC like, let's say the town hall's at 12 o'clock. I'll do my RC at 3 or 9, and then I'm starting my queen at 12 and my main push right into that town hall so that I can get it first. And it's not killing my troops that bad. It is powerful, but it's not with the poison. It's nothing, without the poison now that doesn't have that. And then using the warden ability after that to help me get through the rest of the base.
What are you running on your ward and the invincibility and the?
So I was running Eternal Tome and the
Oh yeah,
Rage
internal
Gem for a
tone.
long time.
That's what I'm
And
running.
the Rage Gem I thought was helping rage the healers, right? So that they're healing more. And I actually still have it running on one of my accounts. But then I was watching Itsu's videos a lot, and he was running that same army that I was. And that's I was running it because of him. Uh he had Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome. So I switched to that and I started having a little bit more success with the Healing Tome. I was starting to run into some time fails,
Yeah,
but
that's
it
what I'm.
seemed like my troops were healing through the entire thing a lot better.
So maybe if I can
With your
squeeze into
super
another rage.
bowlers, yeah, I wonder if have you tried the life gem at all? Trying to run the life gem in
No,
the
not for a
so
long time. Maybe
so
I
the
never
life
did
gem
because
like
it was.
gives them more life and something else. So like they're kind of like the throwers, right? The bowlers.
Yeah,
Um, and
that's
there
what
was
I
a lot of
switched.
guys that were running double gems. They were running the royal or the rage gem and the life gem. So no eternal tome. So you don't have like that invincibility, but you're raging them up and they get more life. So they didn't need the internal tome as much as long as you kind of froze the
Yeah,
defenses. They're really hurting them, as what I've seen out of that kind of strategy with the throwers, at least.
they had the life gem and the rage gem.
Yeah, no eternal tome. So life,
Okay.
both just gems. So when you push your ability, it literally doesn't do anything. I think it makes the warden invisible for like a second if he's taking damage, kind of like an
Okay.
RC, but like it doesn't help your troops at all because the other two abilities are passive, the rage and the life. So they're just
Yeah,
like passively helping you out the whole time.
I could experiment with that. Um,
Yeah, try it out in some FCs or whatever and see, or even run it in Legends for a couple days and see if you notice a big difference in your troops
what pet are you?
lasting longer. Or
What
I
pet
have
in your?
Frosty on my queen
Okay, I think I'm gonna switch back.
because with the double cannons and the multi archer towers, the pony, as you call it, right? The pony's
Yeah.
always dying.
The mini
Like, it
horse.
doesn't last. Mini horse. So switching to Frosty kind of like almost gives you that frozen arrow without the frozen arrow because I'm running the magic mirror
Okay,
and the
too.
healers.
Me too. Yeah.
Then on my warden, I have Diggy. The
Oh,
Diggy's just like stunning stuff for me, and it
okay.
helps the whole group. So like if it's a single, it's stunning it. You know, if it's a multi-arch tower, stunning it. Like it's giving it that second for the rest of the troops to catch up, and
Yeah.
it actually is lasting almost to the end of every attack as well, which can come up clutch at the end if it's like
Yeah.
still alive and helps you stun something real quick for the queen or the RC to be able to pick off at the very end. The king, I'm running the phoenix and then the RC, the fox.
Okay. I'm kind of okay. So yeah, I was switching out the. So you're not using the mini horse at all.
No, I switched away from it probably mid-season, and
Okay.
I started to notice a pretty good little push of um, that Frosty just helping out a lot, keeping my queen a little bit longer
Okay. Yeah,
alive longer.
I had the I have the mini horse on the warden. I had the frosty on the queen, but I switched it out for diggy.
Mm,
But I'm gonna try that with the warden
yeah, try them with the warden.
because
It's pretty
I could see how I could get in there to where I needed, or at least take off that pressure of what the horse would be doing for me anyways.
good. And that's the other one that I was mentioned earlier, the lizard. Some people are trying to
Oh
run it
yeah.
to help kill the minion prince. You could try the lizard instead. Um,
And him at
I
level
think
3 only.
that would work really well as long as you're going into a hero right away. Like if you're saving the minion prince till last, that lizard's probably going to be dead by that time anyway.
Yeah. I'm
Because
kind
it
of
kind of runs out in front, I feel like.
I'm kind of excited for I got my my yak going to it'll be going to 15 to max out, and I'm kind of excited to get him
Hmm.
back because I always felt like I got a real good value out of him on the king.
Yeah,
And
because
that
he's
was
tanky, right? And he's opening up those walls.
yeah, and I
What are
felt
you
like I
running on your king equipment?
on the gauntlet and the uh spiky ball.
Okay.
And
So I'm running spiky ball and earthquake boots.
I'm trying to get everything leveled up
Yeah,
on him.
because even the boots, even at level 1, open walls. So the boots opening the walls up for the whole group of troops, because he's usually with that main push, right?
Yeah.
Uh, um, and then that Phoenix can help save some attacks at the end. Whereas I feel like the Yak could just provide tanking, so maybe your troops and hero would last longer. But he's not really doing anything besides just opening walls, I feel like. And if you're not running earthquake boots, then I guess yeah, the yak would be good. But if you have the earthquake boots, then the
Yeah.
yak's probably not any use.
I really have to sit down at night and do some FCs where I'm just
Mhm.
switching up equipment and trying it out.
Yeah, and see what try the same entry, the same like make sure everything's the same base or whatever, and see where it works best.
Yeah, because I thought that I thought I was getting pretty good value from the Phoenix just because usually the king died at a certain place.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I put the yak, I felt like would get me through farther. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, I guess if I switch up some equipment too, then that changes what I need. It's really been like
Just
since
a little tiny change can make such a big difference. It's crazy.
yeah. How are you finding Town Hall 17? Because I mean, for me, this is like was it a 1 month Town Hall 16, and so I was just kind of getting my feet under me. My attacks
Yeah.
are improving. I'm getting a lot of 99% in war just because the
Mm,
universe loves me. Um,
yeah.
but it, usually means I'm right at a breakthrough where I'm figuring something out and just a little tweak is gonna like make a tipping point.
Yeah.
So Town Hall 17 came. How do you feel about it
Um,
overall?
I really wish they would have done something for the town hall to have like a poison or a bomb or something. And I'm hopeful that they might still come up with something like that, but I doubt it. Like I think Tip nailed it that they don't want to scare people away, the casual player, and the casual player's getting more success. So they're like, "Oh, this is great, we're getting more people." Um, Granted, this month was with event troops, so I guess we'll see next month if there's no event
Um,
troop
Good
how
point.
the hit rates are. But for this month, I had 18 out of 20, 17 out of 20, 16 out of 20 triples on my 3 different accounts throughout war. So, and the ones that I'm not tripling, I'm just like making mistakes my end, or it's like a time fill or whatever. But it's like higher rate or the same rate as I was at 16. So it's enjoyable and it's still competitive. Um, there's been a lot of I on Twitter and I've been following a lot of people that have been pushing to, and like there's been a lot of complaining about how easy it is for anybody to just become good at Town Hall 17. Um, but it's funny because we'll
Now
have
you're
like
speaking my
wars.
language. So I'm just kidding.
So I'm right there with you. Like I feel like I'm a little bit better than average player, but I'm still not like pro status. But I've had really good success, which is fun. It makes the game more enjoyable. It makes me want to come back and be more competitive and get to that 100%, to have those legend days of 320. Um, so it's fun, but it's funny, like in war, we'll have these wars right now where we're running probably like 20, 25 Town Hall 17s, and there might be like 4 or 5 16s in there.
I
And
was just gonna
every
ask
war,
this.
the 16s are left to hit at the end because everybody's afraid of hitting them or we can't triple them. Like nobody wants to dip because they want the ore up higher and they wanna hit the 17s
Oh,
that are higher, but the 16s are having a hard time hitting the 16s, and then, like, our mid-tier guys can't triple the 17 or the 16s because the Town Hall poison is screwing them up, so it's just, like it's funny because I think in CWL it happened 3 or 4 times where nobody would claim this because
yeah.
claim a base or whatever. Nobody there I think each war 3 of the 4 wars anyway, we had there's 16 in there, and it was last to be claimed, so whoever was
Yeah.
on there last was got the 16, and it was like, "Nobody wanted it, huh?" And we are all like, "No," because nobody wanted to fail a 16, and everybody'd make fun of you for being the 17 that didn't hit a 16,
Well,
and it was
that
like, "You gotta give a 2-star for sure, and don't screw it up because the town hall poison."
you know, I think you're onto something. Um, because I kind of see it and I don't so for myself, right? Like I see the
Mhm.
16 and I'm like, we just got 17. I'd really like to hit a 17 if
Yeah,
possible. Well, they've got
the
this
loot,
defense. I didn't even think about I didn't even know you got more. I guess I did know. I didn't even think about it with those upper level
and I don't
ones.
think it's a ton, but it's enough that you're like
I just,
our top 5 guys don't wanna go down and hit number 22, 23, 24. They're all 16.
I just want to play with the new thing.
Yeah,
Like I
right?
want to
You wanna
see
you
what
wanna
it.
be the best. You wanna hit the new ones.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Are you finding it? Because this came up. Evil Drew stopped by, and I know it's been kind of floated around. Are you finding it? Is 16 harder than 17?
Ah, I I think it might have been a little harder,
I
and
mean,
it's
right
like
now, like, do you think
right
like
now
is
right now, I don't have any problems hitting one, but like I said, like, our mid-tier guys are having troubles as 17s hitting down on that 16,
yeah.
and it takes a few attacks to get it down. When a 16 pops up on Legends in the first few days, so you'll get to experience this, and you probably did when you first started Legends, that you'll run into, like, a lot of 16s. It was like well, crap, I can't save the town hall for last because then I might 1 star, and I don't want a 1 star, a 16, you know? So it's like you change your strategy a little bit for a
Yeah.
16 compared to a 17.
For me, I feel like it's not harder. I just forget about the town hall poison and it screws me up. And then I realize
I
how
was watching
powerful
a
it
guy
is.
last night. Yeah, I was watching a guy last night and he was FCing and doing good with the attack that he wanted to copy that I was doing. And he goes to war and he hits the 16 and he goes right after the town hall first. And he's got the RC boots. And I'm like, crap, he didn't bring a quake to set off the town hall because it's not a defense like
Oh
17,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But then he gets towards the town hall and the electro boots hit it, so it makes it a defense. I'm like, "Oh, okay." So then
Oh,
he hits it and he gets the town hall down. What does he do? He keeps trying to invis through the poison, and his RC just gets
oh,
demolished, and so he lost his RC, and I'm like, "Oh, no." He's been practicing against 17s, and he
yeah.
was trying to hit that 16, and he forgot about the town hall poison, and it ruined his whole attack.
Eh,
Like, he ended up with a high 90, and I was like, if he would've just got out of there as soon as the town hall went down, he saves the RC, and it makes the whole attack.
Kind
So
of,
it's a different strategy.
yeah. It's like kind of reminds me of Town of 17 feels more like the old days of attacking. Like
Mhm.
with the and just because you're going for it like the 2 to 3 and you kind of had to do it the other way on 16s. um it's like it's a just a like a strategy shift mindset because I've dropped the healing spell for my army because I just wasn't getting the worth out of it, but then I hit it 16. Oh, that's why I had it. um
For the eagle, right? Because the
yeah.
eagle, because you're always the
Well,
first few weeks of 17, I was so screwed up because 'cause I'm like, that's the first target I was always looking at with my RC and entry, and I'm like, "Where's that damn eagle at? Where's it at?"
yeah.
And then it took me a couple days to like, "It's not there. Quit
I was
looking for it."
I,
And
I
then when a 16 pops up, you're like, "Oh, crap, I gotta get it first," and you're just trying to do something else.
I found myself wincing at the phantom eagle pounds. I'm
Yeah.
like looking, and I'm like, what? Where is it? It's not here. Okay, that's right. That's right. Let's keep
It's gonna
going.
hit me anytime soon. I gotta
Yeah,
be ready
like
for that ability.
got my head covered as I'm like poking at the iPad. Oh, it's
The
coming
war
now.
sirens are going off.
It's like a Jack in the Box. Uh,
Bomb shelter.
that's awesome. Well, it is. This is the last podcast episode of the of 2024. The time machine has arrived in 2024 and about to push over into 2025 if my flux capacitor was correct and all this. So let you mentioned looking back in like a Clash retrospective of the year. Um,
Mhm.
and you were thinking events or like a
Yeah, so I was just
most
like,
memorable.
what's your what's your favorite scenery from 2024? Or what was your favorite skin from 2024 and
Oh,
or your favorite event from 2024? Like what was the best of 2024 for you?
oh,
And I can go first if you want to think about
yeah,
it because
you
I've
go
got
first.
like
Well, I pulled this
I
up
pulled up the
because
Clash wiki
oh, okay,
and
okay,
I
you
had a
can.
hard time finding the skins, but I found the sceneries. So we had the dragon one um in February. March was the space. April
I
was Egypt.
Yeah,
Uh May was the football, the soccer one.
not a big fan.
June Wild West. July Clash games. August was the anime. They had in September the legendary one that was the dragons. And
I
then October was the Doom, November the Justice, and then December is the toy shop one.
well, I
I
think
thought Justice is probably the best, like the November one.
Yeah, I love the
I wasn't
Justice.
shelling out $32 for a legendary scene. No,
Yeah, I
no way.
wasn't either. Well, I really
Even though
like
it's really, really cool.
I really like the Machine scenery. That
Oh yeah,
was
that one. It's not on the wiki thing. That was a really cool one.
and that's a
I
war-based
have a
one, so
hard
it's
time because I don't ever get to look at it. Like you only get to look at it if you're watching your own war replays.
yeah, oh, I suppose. Yeah, it's just I think
Yeah,
it's kind of cool because it's a little bit, exciting. There's like flashing and stuff going on.
yeah.
I really
Mad
like.
Max.
I love the Egypt scenery. I really like the
That
space
was a cool one.
scenery. I really like the Justice scenery. I think the
Yeah.
Justice scenery would be uh probably my favorite. Here's the only
Uh
thing. I don't like it that it's night all the time.
See, I like the dark mode. Like it's
Do you?
cool.
I and I'll
Yeah.
find myself playing like the dark. I wish it could switch at night and daytime or something because like
Mhm.
like in the middle of winter, if you live in the north, you need daylight. And if you're going to
Yeah.
be in a dark place all the time, or just the mode to switch it up. And that was my only complaint
Yeah.
really about. I mean, the space scenery, it's meant to be that way, but I had to
Mhm.
like switch it out after a while. I love the Egypt
Yeah.
scenery a lot. Too.
That one
Um,
was cool.
if I had to pick, it's just too superhero-y. Justice for sure.
Yeah. I like this year. It seems like this year a little bit more than others. They have things going on in the background. Like each scenery had like a little story kind of go, and
Yeah.
like I think they had that in the past, but they were all still, right? They were like still image stories.
Yeah, like
Where
the
now like the Wild West, you got like the
train.
hogs chasing, and the train
Yeah.
going, and
The
in the
alien
Clash
chase
Games one, yeah,
on
Clash
this.
Games, there's like a big giant, and then there's like chasing these guys around the track, and um, it's just cool. Like the Justice one has the little king like leading an army up to the gates of the, and then the trapdoor gets all the troops down. It's just like cool that they inquired all, or they did all these things inside of those sceneries. So I'm excited to see what they come up with in 2025.
Here's a feature for 2025. Uh,
Mhm.
if you could put some of your decorations into the scenery,
Mm,
that would be kind of cool.
yeah, that would be
Like,
cool.
on
I
the Justice thing, you could put your choir, on the
Yeah,
steps or something.
yeah. There was I on my main account I have the Clash-Anniversary, the one that has like the first, I think it goes all the way up to Town Hall 14. It was like the 10-year reunion one. And it's cool because it has like every town hall all the way around. And then like each corner of the base has like its own little thing. Like there's like this lava section of the base, and that's where I put all my Halloween decorations.
Cool.
And then there's like this snowy patch down the bottom. That's where I have all my Christmas decorations. So I have like different parts of my base. But that would be cool if you could like incorporate your decorations into the scenery. That's
Yeah.
something to
Just
that's
to
like
change
next
it up.
level thinking there. Yeah.
Well, uh, I got to do something when I stare at my base. Uh,
I know.
um,
I'm always like, how do I fix this? How do I do this?
yeah. What do you?
How to make it
Because
look
some of that
cool.
stuff's cool, but I'm like, where's it all gonna go eventually? Like,
Yeah.
but I've been kind of redecorating, and those shovels. That was a really, um, cool addition.
They
Or
need a they need a shovel pack come out pretty soon because my one account has too many decorations sitting around, and I
will you
need a shovel pack.
will you keep all the Christmas trees you got, or just one?
So I'm like OCD weird. I have two of everything. Well, of the two trees and like two of the Halloween decos that are the thing that comes out that month that regenerates itself. I'll
Yeah.
keep two. So like in my tree corner of my base, or my snowy part of my base down there, I have like one on each side. And then I have all the other like I got like the snow globe and the little decorations this for this December pack.
It,
Um Worst scenery of all time this year has got to be the shop toy workshop scenery. I
creeps me
and the
out.
skins, they're just atrocious. I hate their December stuff. The gingerbread one last year, those skins for the gingerbread, oh, they're just hard to watch.
Okay, the ginger the toy shop, it kind of creeps me out a little bit. I just
The queen, yeah.
no the toy shop.
All the scenery.
Yeah, and it didn't after I talked to Tip, I didn't feel so creeped out
Mhm.
about it. But like when I first saw it, I'm like, this looks like I'm these I don't know, just like it
Yeah,
kind of I don't know, it just like it was a little weird to me. Like at first, I was like, but then after Tip was like, telling me the things in there, and I actually started looking, I'm like, okay, that's a kind of cool.
that
But
is
I
kinda
I
yeah.
had no like impulse to buy it, and I was kind of hoping for
No,
like a big gingerbread village, like
yeah. I
something
only got the
really.
gold pass on one of the accounts for this month because 'cause I'm like, "I can't stare at that skin for the other 2," and, like, it just immediately I won't ever get taken out, but I needed all the, like, books and stuff for 17 right at
You
the
don't even
beginning.
want it in your inventory.
Yeah, I'm like, "You can take the skin back.
I
Give me
I
the deco." That everybody was mad at the deco that one month, like, "Give me the deco instead of the skin this month, I'll take that."
I wasn't gonna buy her. It has been nice. I have the skin on the queen, um, just because of the graphic. I've been able to follow her a little bit
Mhm.
better,
You
so I've
following
just
her.
yeah, so I've just like kept it on there, because
You're like, "Oh, there she is jumping around,
yeah, and then like the fire,
spazzing out."
uh, um, and then you had shared that video, so I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I saw that cover of possible maybe next skins
Yeah, so it's have you been in the Supercell store this month a lot?
early in the month.
So, there's another scenery that just came out not, like, mid-month, I think. It's called a crossover scenery that you can only get it on the Supercell store,
Oh,
and you can only get it through, rewards coins. They're like Supercell coins.
okay.
So, if you play, like, other games I don't play any of these other ones, but I used to play Boom Beach when it very first came out, but they have, like,
Yeah,
Clash Royale, Boom Beach, Squad Busters, I think, and then maybe one of the
Brawl
others.
Stars.
They made, like, a mashup Brawl Stars, a mashup scenery of,
Oh,
like, all of those games are all in one scenery, but you have to earn up to 8,000 points, I think, on the Supercell store to, like so you had to have spent some money in the past, and I think they retroed like, if you spent money in the last couple months, they gave you points for that, but it's this new system where it's almost like your credit card, right? Where you earn
yeah.
points for every
Oh, yeah,
cent you pay
I
or
did
whatever.
I did log into that.
Yeah,
I
so
hadn't been
they
back.
you can go in there and actually from, like, in game, you can get there pretty easy too if you click on your, settings and then you can go there. But they have other things besides the scenery you could buy. Like there was shovels that you could buy. There's a cool little decoration of the gauntlet, like the King's Gauntlet that I got on my main account because I have like all the decos in that one. Um, and then like one of my other accounts, I just used the points to buy shovels because I need some shovels. And then the other account, I've saved my points because I'm like, I don't know what I want to get on that one yet. But it's cool that they're like rewarding you for spending a little bit of money where you have points and stuff. You can get other things. There's, like, books available in there,
I forgot
but
all
everything,
about
like,
that.
kinda high points that you'd pay for. And right now, they just started up today, double points for any gold passes that you buy, and you can buy, up to 8 gold passes. So instead of, like, 350 points, you can get 700 points right now for any gold pass that you buy.
Oh, they got a really good deal in there. Um, that path. They've got kind of one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah, there's, like, the path that you can get free stuff, and then if you buy stuff for, like, a dollar or whatever, it gives you the next thing's free or whatever. It's
And then
kinda cool
there's
that I think they're just finding different ways to get people's money, of course, but it's at least, like, a little different than just your here standard thing that they were
yeah.
doing in the past.
And then there's the Supercell ID store, I think is the other.
Yeah,
I
that's
have,
it's, like, tied together now. So your
yeah,
Supercell ID and then the Supercell Flash store.
that's awesome. Yeah, I'm
Pretty
gonna have to
cool.
check that. So we're kind of both in agreement on the worst skin, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
And best skin, it sounded like.
yeah. Let me see here.
Or
Now,
scenery, at least.
what? Okay. Do you want to do the king?
Um, I don't I couldn't even find, like, all of them for the whole month. Have you found or for the whole year?
I
I didn't
don't.
I
Did you?
didn't love any of them this year, like, that I, like, absolutely that I remember, like, I had to get. I'm gonna go look at my king right now. I'll do my favorite out of any of them is the RC one from
The legendary
the
or the
yeah, it's the Paladin champion, the legendary one. I got that one on my main because it just looks so cool. I feel like
did I buy
that
that
was
one? I did
that
not,
was my favorite.
and I should have.
Yeah.
You know, the RC has the RC skins have been the most disappointing to me. Only
Yeah, that
because
everybody's like, "There's not any of them out there."
yeah, because had I known that the Egypt scenery would be like the only
One
time the
short.
RC is gonna have a skin for a while, and I guess maybe there was the firecracker one,
Yeah.
um, which I don't think I thought I bought it, but I guess I don't have it. Um, uh, there was no RC skin. I really liked on. I think my favorite on all of them. I, I I'm gonna have to go with the Halloween ones.
Yeah. This year's like how the minion ones.
Yeah, what's it called? I'm in the scenery
There's like
right
the minion.
here.
I think it's minion queen and minion
Dark
prince.
Minion King
Minion.
and
Yeah.
I okay.
Those were pretty cool. I didn't get any of them, but they were pretty cool.
I did like the Queen with the Wild West Queen
Mhm.
a lot. I loved the Dark Minion set. I was pissed. Just inside, I didn't really get that mad. It didn't ruin my birthday or anything. But when they didn't release an accompanying
Queen or hero one.
RC,
RC.
that
Yeah.
I bought all three of them thinking, look, I'm going to complete this set by the end. And then
Yeah.
so I have to put the water one on her that I got for free just so she kind of looks the same.
Kinda looks the same color.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I do wish you could some of those I like the
Get
flaming
the
things, the
Go back and get the RC from last Halloween. You have to
yeah, I
buy
suppose I
it
could
for
probably
gems,
just
I
buy
think,
them for
but it's pretty cool. I actually on my second
you
account,
know.
I'm running all of those Halloween ones from last year. They're, like, really cool.
I didn't even think to go
The
back into the
zombie they're
shop
like
looking for the old ones. I'm like,
it's
once
the
it's here.
Ghost Champion and Ghost King, Ghost Queen, and then the
Oh
Ghost Warden.
yeah.
And,
Those are
like,
pretty
one of them you
cool.
earned in the pass, like, the gold pass, but then another one you earned in the event pass, like, it would you could buy it. So you could get 2 of them basically without having to buy, and then you had to buy the other 2 outright. And then I bought that scenery too. So I have, like, all zombie themed on that one account. It's pretty cool. My main is, like, all bluish. Like, I have them all blue, so I have that RC that's the Paladin one. And
Yeah.
then I saved up enough CWL medals and bought that Warden because I think that Warden skid is really cool. The CWL legendary one.
I'm looking through these. Oh, the scenery's right here and stuff.
So if you
Yeah.
go to a league shop and go to like the end of the league shop, it's the league Warden. He's like all
Oh yeah,
crystallized.
I
It's pretty cool.
saw that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then I
Uh,
have like the Frost or Ice Queen and Ice King. They're with them. So I like that set.
I like those too. I should have. I think next
And
year,
that's what it
if
looks like. The next one's coming out is the Ice Warden and Ice RC, is what that picture I showed earlier looks like.
and a fire queen and a fire
Yeah.
king, so it kind of looks
Mhm.
like Battle of Fire and Ice.
Yeah, Fire and Ice is kind of what it seems like. It's weird. I haven't like last time I talked to you about all the Reddit things. Like I always get on every day and check Reddit and see if there's any leaks. and there hasn't been anything for like this next month. It's kind of weird that there's no leaks.
Oh, there's, I can't even believe I did not think of this or put this on the list. Even Swim Boy, Mr. Hurricane himself, uh, said in chat, if you go to some of the things to supercharge, and I was looking at this last night, if you go to the scatter shot to try to supercharge
Mhm.
it, it says new level coming. And,
Yeah,
and then it says deplete soon on the timer.
really.
Yeah, so in the bottom corner, so I think it just is like it normally where it says maybe supercharger, maybe it normally says new level coming, but it says this supercharger lasts till the building's new upgrade level becomes available, and then it says
Yep.
deplete soon. But so that's on a scatter shot, but if you go to like if you go to the fire spitter, you don't have that on there.
Yeah. And that's because they came out this like last update or whatever. The old supercharges, so like the ones that were in 16 that you could supercharge, they'll be available until they release the new 17. So like the Expo and the Scatter and whatnot, they don't have a Town Hall 17 level yet. So when the next update comes out, like the Scatter and Expo will have new levels and it'll get rid of those supercharges. But it's worth supercharging the stuff that came out with 17, like your spitters, your multi-archer cannons, and your uh, multi-archer arrow.
It looks like the Inferno Tower also does not have
Oh,
that
and
message.
yeah, and Infernos. Yep.
So
Yeah.
the Expos, I think it was
Expos,
just
Inferno, and Scatter.
the Builder Huts
And
didn't
Mortar.
have it.
And that, yeah, Builder Hut and Mortars.
I don't have a
All the
mortar
red
that's
ones.
um oh, mortars have that message too.
No, yeah. Yep.
How about Wizard? Did we get a new Wizard Tower level at
Yeah, we did. They're all
oh,
blue now.
okay, because mine are
I'm like supercharging some of mine right now.
I'm like leveling catching up on that.
Yeah. So with you coming to 16 so late, don't supercharge like your Expo and
Yeah.
Inferno and Scatter because they're not gonna be worth it. But you should supercharge your bidders and Archer Towers and
Where would you
Wizard Towers.
where would you prioritize that over catching up on defenses?
Because there's such little gains, like if you supercharge your Spire Spitter, it's like 17 damage per second. So the first supercharge always does your damage, and then the second supercharge does your hit points.
Oh,
I don't know if you
okay.
knew that or not.
I did not.
So like it's not both times to hit points or both times to, you know, damage. So the first one does damage and the second one does hit points. Because I supercharged a wizard tower right now, and the second one hasn't been done yet, but it just shows the hit points. They're such small gains that I would not worry about them first. I'd probably level up all your stuff to Town Hall 17 first,
Okay. I'm making a
and
lot of
then worry
headway
about
that
this.
way.
Yeah, I would get them all up to 17 and then start supercharging them.
Um, let me see here on my list. Do we get to your best queen? Did you have
Oh, I didn't even remember any queens from this year, so
how about your
I don't.
events?
That one's tough. Like there were some pretty cool events I felt like in 2024. The Halloween one from the year prior, I think just set the tone so high that it's like, oh, now all of them aren't nearly as cool. Um, the the worst one I think of 2024 was probably the dragon one, that Lunar New Year or whatever it was. I
And
feel
I
like that was
was
a total bust. Like nobody used to those troops because they sucked.
yeah, okay. Yeah, and I was just getting back into it, so I was I never really did use those just because I think I was practicing much. But yeah,
Yeah,
I don't really.
and you
Now
just
that you're
like
saying
barely
it,
came
I'm
into the
like,
game.
yeah, I'm like, now that you're saying that, I'm like, okay, yeah, I
It was a
remember.
really cool looking dragon, but it was not a great troop. Like it sucked as a troop, so
Yeah,
nobody wanted to use it.
yeah, it didn't stand out to me. Um,
Yeah.
I think
Um,
I think the
what are you gonna think?
hero month where you could upgrade the heroes was
Oh, that
exhausting.
one. Yeah, that one was probably a lot of work for you because you were pushing hard during that one
Yeah,
to get all those heroes in.
I kept him down. I think I can't even remember. I was always maybe I had. I mean, I was just constantly like I put up.
Yeah, they're just going the whole time.
The hammer jam was awesome and
That
fun
was cool.
to get
Yeah,
through the controllable heroes was
I
really
think
cool.
this month probably should have been the best. I think that Supercell let everybody down by saying that there's gonna be this really cool event or reward on Christmas. Like, they put on their Facebook and their Twitter and everything that was, like, the best reward is for Christmas Day on their advent calendar, and then we just got one
Oh,
chest. Like, everybody was so pissed that they got one chest for
yeah,
Christmas.
that's what it was. Okay.
And then somebody came on, one of their, like, Supercell guys that does those videos came on and said, like, "We kinda messed up. We should have made the controllable hero thing, like, not just 2 stages. They should have, like, slowly let out, like, a level every day or something, and then you get your reward on Christmas Day, instead of, like, just releasing the first half and then just the second half.
Yeah.
Because some people got it all done way before Christmas, and so there was literally nothing for them to get, but he said that that was their intent, like, that's kind of your Christmas gift, all those rewards through the controllable hero thing.
Oh, well, it could have been.
We were making
Just put
fun
it.
of
They should just drop that on the with Town Hall 17 and everything.
Yeah,
They could have dropped it on Christmas, just the controllable hero event, and said for the next
yeah.
6 days, or 10 days of Christmas.
Yeah, the 10 days, like, I think they could have done that just fine, like, broke it up within the 10 days. How many levels? 25, 24 levels. Like, they could have just done 2 a day for the last 12 days of Christmas or whatever, and
Yeah,
it would have been perfect.
yeah.
We were
I'm
making
glad
jokes
I
that they
didn't.
spent, like Go ahead.
I'm glad I didn't see that because I would have been so like I ran down the
Yeah.
stairs Christmas morning. Like, what did I get? What
What
did I get?
what's on Clash this morning?
Yeah, this is gonna be big. They said all this stuff, the biggest for
The
last.
best
It's,
yeah, the best was best prize in 2024.
yeah, I mean, you could have just said one last gift. I'm
Yeah,
happy to help with PR. Supercell.
and like, I'm not one to complain because it's like, "Hey, they gave us something for free,"
Yeah, and I
so I'm
didn't even
not
know it
gonna
was
complain
coming.
about it, but some people were, like, really
Crying.
pissed, and I think some people are really mad because they play the other Supercell games and, like, Brawl Stars or whatever, like, I don't play any of them, so I don't know, but they were showing, like, what they got in the other games, and they got tons of prizes on Christmas
What?
Day. Yeah, but, like, Clash got nothing, so it was, like, a huge
Oh
letdown.
my god.
And I think they must have gotten so much complaining about it that they came out and made a statement. They're like, "Sorry, we should have done this a little different." The
Clash
whole
is like the
event was supposed to be your
stepchild.
Yeah, it kinda seems like it. It's like taking the back
Look,
seat almost.
look what Brawly got. Oh yeah, look what Boom got.
Well,
Oh,
and it like, one of them, and they were also comparing, like, how they're starting to get these cool, like, mashups. Like, I think Brawl Stars just did a Toy Story one. Like, they got a
what?
Toy Story Buzz skin or something like that, and, like, they had this whole event with Toy Story in it. And one of the other ones said that they did, like, a SpongeBob thing not too long ago in one of their other games. And I was like, "Why isn't Clash getting some cool, like,
Oh,
collab?" You know? There's tons of
Superman.
us nerds that would do, like,
Oh yeah.
Star Wars or
Oh
Star
man.
Trek, or I mean, it would go crazy if somebody did something like that
How much
in
could they
Clash.
charge for
They could get away
like
with
a
a lot.
Marvel or a Star Wars or a Star
Yeah,
Trek, Game
and
of
I wondered if
Thrones,
oh,
game
man, the game and, like,
Lord of the
they've done
Rings.
knockoffs of those, right? Oh, Lord of the Rings
Yeah.
would be a good one too. The anime, I don't know if that was their thing, like the anime. I'm not into anime at all, so I didn't care for any of those skins or the event wasn't like that cool for me. But
I forgot about that
maybe
one.
that was their big thing for Clash was the anime because a lot of younger people are into anime, I think,
Oh, yeah. Well,
or maybe it's older people. I don't know. I'm
maybe
not
there's a
into it at all, so I
possibility
have no
for
idea.
a a Batman King or a Superman
There you
King
go. Yeah,
in a
Wonder
Batwoman.
Woman.
Yeah, Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
a is what's the girl's name? Batwoman, not the cat.
Catwoman.
Is
You could do Catwoman,
that her name?
Batman.
Yeah, Catwoman,
Yeah,
Batman, Catwoman, Wonder Woman, Superman. There could be so many cool.
that would be
They could do
epic.
Marvel, and they could do um, yeah, they could just do so many cool things if they want to get the
Break
licensing. I'm sure is probably the thing with it.
Breaking Bad. No.
A Walter White warden.
Yeah.
It's got like his book and
And
his
Sky.
chemistry set.
Yeah. You got Hank the warden.
Oh, that would be so funny. It's like the cop's one of them, and Jesse. Jesse wouldn't get a skin. He'd be the RC, just be left off to the side.
Oh my god, I'm rewatching that right now.
Oh,
I just love it.
that
Oh.
is good. That's
uh,
funny.
so anything you want to see added to the game in 2025? Or any
Oh,
or any Clash-O-Lutions for 2025? I don't really even know what that means. I just
yeah. So, like, I had a my goal for this month was to push to 6K, and I got it on one of my accounts, so that was really cool. Um, I think my goal in 2025 would probably be, like, continue to try to be the best in my clan at hit rates of triples and keep things going that way. Maybe try to surpass to get one of those top 1,000 badges in Legends.
ooh. Do you get a badge
I
if you
got
hit
there a
the
couple
top
times. So
if you finish?
it's like in your account, like if you look at your like profile account or whatever, it'll show off to the right, like if you're in Legends where you're at currently, and in that purple like badge, if you're in the top like 1,000, it'll show like whatever number you are. Um, and then
Cool.
under that it says your all-time best. So like I got to my all-time best last night. I stayed up late and pushed all the way and got eight. I think I got 8 attacks in, and I only had 1 defense in. So I pushed all the way up to 6,247. I was like, "That was pretty cool because I got, like, way up there, but that was before all my defenses, you know? But at that point last night, I had a badge in my number or on my Legends badge, it said 419, so I was, like, 400 global, at that
Nice.
point in time without any defenses, of course, but I think that would be pretty cool to get one,
Damn,
at the end of the season and be a top 1,000 player.
that would be
In
epic.
game, I'd like to see, like, I think what we just were talking about, like, some kinda cool collaboration that Clash hasn't done that everybody else has got. Um, I'm enjoying, like, the rest of the game. I think there's always things that you could fix, but they probably won't because 'cause they're money driven, you know? Um, but yeah, I've enjoyed 2024 Clash, and I hope that 2025 can be just as good. What about you?
Well, I'll probably save a couple for tip because I got to think of
Okay.
so I'll
Yeah.
um I won't say I won't say all of them. There's a couple I have in mind. Um, one I want to go pro. That's the goal for even if it is $10. I want to
Yep.
just get into that.
I
I,
I
I need to
won
put it on my
10 I
resume.
won 15 last year.
Then you're
I
a
think it
pro.
actually might have been yeah, I'm a pro, there you go. There was, like, this, Discord. It was actually on Twitter where I saw it, and then you had to sign up through Discord, but it was, like, in the beginning of this year, maybe last part of last year, and you had to be in their clan for so long, they had, like, a bot that would track you, and whoever was, like, the top 15 got, like, 10 or 15 bucks, and I made it. I made top 15.
There you go. So
I'm
I need to
pro.
do that. I want to put it on my resume. Um,
There you go.
I think I want to push the limits on uh legends now. I want to try pushing, and I do
Hmm.
want to do like a big push event and kind of see where I can get, or we can get the clan, or um, so I think it's gonna be um, pushing in Legends League and figuring that out. It's a little bit of a whirlwind just because a year ago I was at Town Hall 12, so the whole
Yeah.
world's. I'd like to do more like clan events, and I thought when we were doing the pre CWL war, I thought that was awesome, and
I think we
um,
should do some more of those this year.
yeah,
I wanted to try to get something together for this month, but with the baby coming so soon, it's like
and
I'm not gonna
everybody
try to get
seems
all
to
that to
be like,
New
and it's New
Year's.
Year's
Yeah.
Eve, and
Yeah.
um and so like I think like that collaboration was fun, and it's cool to be moving around, and um I think we can set stuff up where it's just like we have it on the books for what we do kind of thing, and just some other
Hmm.
events as we started to kind of go into the fall. It was like we did the uh loot thing and the hammer jam or whatever,
I
or
saw that on your Discord.
and people won some medals or some gold passes, and
Yeah.
it was just a fun time. And
No, that's cool.
so yeah, so I want to do some more community events and do some
Do a
more.
Legends League push one.
That's what I want. Yeah, I kind of want to
Yeah.
do that for the end of January, because that's
Okay.
when it's the middle of winter, or like push
Yeah.
January push
So
with
start
that.
it not this season because this season will start at the end of December and run through January, but the end of January, end of February.
I think end at the end of January.
Oh, it ended. So usually Legends is like a whole month. Or are you just gonna do like a week or two of it?
No, like
See how far you can push.
we'll do like the final push like that last week, but just say
Okay.
let's do a January push.
Hmm.
Anybody that's farming or whatnot, let's just do the a push that last week of like, or that last
Of the month.
weekend even, and just see where we can get. I guess,
That'd be
yeah, I got to
cool.
work out some of that stuff. I hadn't thought about it.
You could do like your biggest growth. So you like take a screenshot of where you're at on that first day.
Yeah,
And or you guys have like a bot that tracks every single day. I saw that of where you're at.
yeah.
That would
There's
be cool.
yeah, it would be. That's why it would kind of be fun to do like a zero to hero at like the very beginning of the month, where you start at 5,000, drop as low as you
Yeah.
can go,
And
and then go up,
then
and
get
it's
as
the
high as you
biggest
can.
spread.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I want to do some more of that, and uh, have increased fun. I'd really like to see some multiplayer stuff in Clan, just because now seeing the legends and getting the 10 attacks, it would be nice that if you had stuff done, you could you had something to do and keep the
Do
clan
something else.
active besides just like FCs. Yeah,
Yeah.
because like in Royale, for example, Clash Royale, you could like Boots Electric. He was in a different clan, but I'd see he was online and we'd play against each other, and
Oh, okay.
that would be kind of fun to have that in. Or like I could see you were online in CQ Revolution, and
Yeah. Yeah.
we could do a
Go do
friendly
something.
face off or something, even like you hit my base
Yeah.
and or FC it, yeah, to somebody online. I
That
don't
would be
know.
cool. You could run a King of the Hill tournament. Have you ever heard of those?
No, what's that?
So you invite anybody that wants to play and into your clan, and usually there's kind of like a moderator or somebody that's kind of running it, and you do it in levels. So if you start off with 30 people in the clan or whatever, everybody does an FC, and you just hit the FC below you. You just post it. You can't scout it. You have to just attack it, and it's like honor. You can't. You could, I guess, go scout it, but you just have to hit it. And for the first round, they usually do like 90% is the cutoff. So if you don't get 90% two star, then you're out. And whoever survives moves on. So if there's like 30 to begin with, only 20 of them advance to the next round because some people are bound to not get 90%. And then the next round you go to 95, and then you go to 100, and you see who the best friendly challenger. And it's just random because you don't know who you're going to go up against.
Yeah.
And you can invite, you know, we can invite people from our clan and your clan and kind of do something like that. That would be cool.
That would be really cool because then even with
An FC face off.
yeah, it's even like a pre CWL, you know, we normally had that friendly war, but
Mm-hmm.
that would be kind of seemed like that friendly war. What we did was everybody came in and just hit right away. But if we had people there and we did that thing, you'd get a few different things. I'm sure people would play more, you know, afterwards,
Yeah.
get more
Well, and
stuff.
everybody's watching to see how everybody else does, and it's kind of cool because you're
Yeah,
interacting or whatever. But you have to have somebody kind of like keeping track of who's in this round, who's out. And like we did a couple of them last year when it became a big thing on YouTube. I tried to run a couple in our clan.
that's
So I
cool.
kind of have an idea of what we could do. That would be fun to like. Maybe we should do one of those every other month. Do
Yeah,
like
that
the
would be
King of the
really
Hill,
fun.
and then the next month we do like a friendly every other month. That'd be cool.
That's really cool.
And we could
Hell
do
to
some
yeah.
little prizes or something.
Yeah, those gold passes. Those it's really cool to like how you can hand those out. That was my
Yeah,
first time doing that
donate
too.
to a friend or
Yeah,
what's the other one? The event pass you can do too.
yeah, yeah, and like that was really kind of neat. Um,
Yeah.
well, shout outs.
Oh shoot. Um, Shout out to the guys that were pushing with me over in CQ this month. Drew, I think, got to an all-time best. Blackbeard was pushing for an all-time best this month, and I think Charlie also did. Um, Phoenix was trying to beat me. I don't know if he got a new all-time best or if he's been higher than that. He's definitely the best like attacker in our clan, but he's just a younger kid that's got a lot of stuff going on all the time, and he doesn't always get all 8 of his hits in. So I
Yeah,
had a little bit of a an
talking to.
advantage on him because I just kept making sure I got all 8.
Is your clan
Um,
full, or are
right
you
now we were full earlier. We have 48, so we're
are
pretty full. Yeah.
are you guys sitting in the top U.S.?
Oh no, I saw somebody post something in your thing the other day about like what you were.
We're like top
Uh,
500, but I bet you guys are might be ahead of us. I'll have to check it.
there's not a ton of us that push. So like our top 20 are in Legends right now, and everybody else is just
That's about the
casual
same.
players. Um, so we don't have anybody like I was looking because you can get gems if you're like in one of those top 3 clans that are
Oh,
pushing. You get a gem prize at the end of every month. So I was just curious because I'm like, oh man, what if I hop over in one of those clans? I wasn't even, but you only get gems if you're in the top 20 of that clan.
oh, really?
I wasn't even close to like the bottom 40 of that clan. Like those clans are all over 6,000. Like every player was over 6,000. It was crazy.
Well, it's a whole different world on that. Um,
Yeah.
this other side of it, which has been cool to see.
Yeah. Uh, Shout out to you for having me on for the second time and last time for 2024. That's kind of cool to recap some of
Mm,
the things that went on in Clash this year
close
and
out the year.
close out the year, give you a little insight to Legends and get ready for next year.
Yeah, and I think I think that's going to really help with my attack strategy too, with the switching up some of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I'll find the good war song that just goes perfectly to the beat of uh the RC.
Yeah.
Um, uh, we were thinking like Paradise City, maybe, or we were talking about him in chat last night. Um, Shout out to you for being here. It's really fun to talk to you. Like I was telling Evil Jew, like I think we look at the bases very similarly. So it's like, um, it's cool because we're giving me really a lot of great ideas that I can
Yeah.
immediately like pop in. Um, a big shout out to Tip, who is not here. Hope he's having a very Merry Christmas. Busy time of the year. We'll be recording next week again. to Ahel, Murr, Papa Chewy, Daddy-O, Beer, Warpig. Oh, Warpig, by the way, had this um, attack that yesterday that was just awesome in War. He 3-starred the number 1, and uh, it made me feel something inside. I think it moved, um, but it
He
was awesome.
swined somebody.
Yeah, it was like the dragons all came together in the end. It was just this amazing.
Nice.
Swim Elite, who's a TH15, is just can smash shit like nothing else. Destruction, Ricky, uh, DJ, Jaybird. There's just so many. I'm just shouting out the ones that come to my mind first on the list here. Um, so I hope everybody's having a great Clashmas season and had got everything they wanted for Christmas, and that we're gonna start the year off in style, in Clashy style, I should say. And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So until next time, get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast@gmail.com, or go to the website, clashclanspodcast.com. I got a couple emails that I will get to and talk about on the air next week. So until then, keep it clashy.
Skilly beep boop, skilly beep.